and then you can move.
All right. Do I have to sit down and be in the camera?
Yes.
Arm there.
Eat that.
And we look here, but we have the big TV right here. This is great. We have a huge TV.
So it's like our camera's over here, and then we look here. So we're looking.
We're gonna do a little of both. Hi everyone! Welcome to our August pre-cruise Zoom. We're excited. We're gonna do a quick Q&A today. So we do know one person has sent in a question, and Carrie Ann has answered that. I don't know if Carrie Ann was able to get on today.
Well, let me push.
Click that little blue arrow, and we'll see who else.
This is really kind of freaky the way we're doing this, but then it's Lucy's stuff. So who else is on there?
Linda. Hi, Linda. I haven't seen you since Alaska.
Hey, Mom is on there.
Hi, Mom.
Carrie Ann is.
All right, I'm here.
We just barely started. I wonder if we want to do it in the gallery setting right now, and then when we change to the cutting, we can do it close up.
Okay, gallery.
Yep.
You're really teaching me about this.
There's some words. Yep.
Okay, gallery. How do I
go back up to the view in the top right corner?
All right.
Gallery. That way all the faces show up for now. There we go.
All right.
We've got a good turnout today. This is great.
Hey, how can we change the name? I don't know why mine says Mom, but hey, I'm Joyce.
There's a place where I think you put your cursor over some 3 dots somewhere. Maybe
well. I guess that's okay. I'm Joyce, not Mom, but hey.
I'm Joyce.
I don't know why it's like that. Hey, you guys want to see where we're going to be docked?
Yes. Oh, isn't that
Can you see it?
Wow.
Yeah, that's where we're going to be.
That's
and
it's just
very cool.
Yay!
Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah.
What is today? Today's the night. Oh,
I know.
We leave a month from tomorrow.
I know.
Yay!
We're so excited. This is going to be a lot of fun.
And there'll be a lot more than the, 8, 9, 10 people on here.
Yes. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, including me and you. There's 13.
Why do we only have half of Terry? What's going on, Terry?
Half of Terry.
See?
Oh, are you doing it from an iPhone or something, Terry H? You're muted.
She's muted, yeah.
Is that better? I had you sitting on a little thing because I'm sitting at my machine, but let's see if I can go like that.
It works.
It's okay. It works just fine. We're good. Well, we did have one question that was emailed to me, and that was wanting to know about the weather, what to plan for the weather. And I know Carrie Ann emailed me because I forwarded it to her, and I've been pushing buttons on my phone. Where are we? Carrie Ann, if you have that handy, because I can't find it. Here, oh, here it is. Here it is. This is what Carrie Ann emailed back. It was, what weather can we expect while we're on the cruise? And here's what she says. Travelers will likely experience a little bit of everything on this trip. Vancouver in late September is cool and often a bit rainy. Think light jacket and layers. If you're from the Pacific Northwest on the wet side of the state like we are, you always dress in layers. You're prepared for anything. At sea, it can feel breezy and cooler on deck with some motion, though the ship's stabilizers do a good job. Once you arrive in Hawaii, expect warm tropical weather, highs in the upper 80s, lows in the mid 70s, with the ocean around 80 degrees. You may get some rain on the islands as well. As always, weather can surprise us, so pack buildable layers for variety and you'll be comfortable. I think that's the perfect answer to this. You're going to get a little of everything.
But the most important part to me.
What was it? I'm not you.
The ocean, right?
Oh, the ocean right here with the ocean around 80 degrees.
No, not that. She said something about their stabilizers on.
Oh, right here.
You missed it.
I read it. The stabilizers. So yeah, with some motion, though the stabilizers do a good job.
Did you read that?
I did.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
I did. I did. So it's a great question. So do we have any other questions that have popped into mind that you'd like addressed before we jump in and on some
how many quilters are going to be on the cruise?
Including us, 27.
Ooh.
We have a fabulous group. It's going to be amazing. We have a couple of Anns and a couple of Terrys. and a couple of iPhones apparently.
Yeah.
One mom.
And a mom.
And a
And a
mom.
mom.
Yeah,
They're
we
not laughing at us. Oh, there's the iPhone person. We can almost see
there
her.
we go. There we go.
I don't know who she is though.
Yeah. All right.
We'll learn. who
That's
she-
okay.
Blue Scrubs, what's your name?
Deanna.
Oh, you're Deanna. Oh my gosh, this is so fun seeing all the faces that go with the name. This is so exciting.
Deanna.
I'm sorry.
Deanna really.
I'm getting ready for work. You'll have to excuse me.
Not a problem.
Can-
We're glad
can-
you're here.
Deanna, do you have a sense of humor? I don't even know you.
I do.
Okay, good. Because I have your favorite fabric right here. And I love the fact Deanna calls these gears.
Oh,
Are not-
thank you. You remember?
yeah, these are Deanna's gears. Does anyone else
Wow.
look like gears?
I guess. Yeah, they
I
do.
didn't understand why she thinks there's gears. So now, from
In
now,
the picture, that's where how my brain read it in the picture.
In the
Yeah.
picture in the tiny, if you put it in tiny scale, it would look that.
it
that.
does. On
But-
the Quiltster image, it looks like gears.
It's actually carnival flower.
Is
So
it
the
all
last
carnival
technique of the
flower?
month, that's the carnival flower shapes, which
Yeah.
is kind of fun. It's kind of fun. All right, great question. Yeah, we do have 25 quilters plus me and Lucy, and there's going to be lots of space for everyone to do what they need to do, and we're going to have a good time.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it. So we also, my job over the next little bit, I've had a really full summer. I'll look at the camera now. I'll talk to you instead of not.
It's hard.
I just got back from hosting a 6-day quilting retreat last week, and Maura came up. She drove over 2 hours and took a ferry ride to come up to the retreat lodge to pick up a kit for from Lucy. And
that you had?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah, I got it from you because I was going to meet up with Maura.
That's quite the delivery process.
It is. It is. So anyway, but now that I'm done with that and all my big things are done, I can sit down and I can work on the itinerary by the day. And because I've also now taught it via Zoom, the Jungle Magnolia in particular, plus live with 3 students, I've worked out a lot of the systems of how I want to put together teaching the Jungle Magnolia. And for those who are not doing the Jungle Magnolia, the techniques are the same. It's just doing them in different shapes. So it's a rinse and repeat. You're going to attach 2 pieces of fabric, sew on the line on the printed sign, press the fabrics open, trim them, and put on the next piece. They're all just different shapes, and it's the same technique, but with the nuances of the complex. There's some complexity to the Jungle Magnolia, and I've now been able to, with the help of my students last week, work through how I want to really teach those so that you can better understand how to do those new technique of the month components. And everyone is thrilled with how their projects are turning out. And the greatest challenge is getting through the choose your own adventure book or the instruction booklet. So if you think of it as kind of a choose your own adventure book, where if you go through this and you decide to turn left at the corner, then you turn to this page. But if you've gone straight into the kitchen, you turn to this page. Or if you decide to go back home, you turn to this page, and then you go into a new booklet. It's like a choose your own adventure book, but we're going to walk you through that today.
Yes, as soon as we finish with your Q&As, Karen and I both have a quilt kit that we're cutting out of Jungle Magnolia. It's so hard. Am I supposed to look over here?
When you talk, look over there.
Oh, look at, okay.
It's
Hi.
strange.
Yeah, so we're going to both cut that out. So anyone that wants to hang out and watch us cut out a Jungle Magnolia, we're going to do the whole thing. Now, who knows what time we'll finish, but we'll have it recorded so you could rewatch it. But we'll be helping everyone along with whatever. And if you have questions as we go, you can ask those questions.
Yep.
So we'll help you out.
So I'm working on a daily itinerary, and everything will be repeated multiple times. Don't worry that you're going to miss something. Feel free to enjoy the cruise. There are lots of wonderful things to do on board, and every day, multiple times, we'll be repeating the same things because people will be at different stages, or you're not ready to learn one part of it because your brain needs to process something else. So don't worry. I've got you taken care of. Lucy and I have made several of these at this point, and we will take care of you in the process of whatever project you're working on.
So yeah, Karen's gonna make these posters that will show you today's lessons. We're gonna teach you this at 10 o'clock, this at 4 o'clock. And if you're doing something else on the ship at that time, or you're just tired of sewing or listening to us, then just go do that and then come back and go, I missed that, but I need some help.
Yeah.
And between the two of us, we'll help you. And you may find that Karen's style of teaching works best for you, or you may find that my style works best for you. You can double team us.
Oh, yeah.
Like mom and dad, where you get a different answer from different people, you know. So
And
just,
you learn different ways too. So I've picked up a
Yeah.
lot of different ways to teach the same thing. It's just finding what works best for you. You're in good hands. So
And
we've got to take care of.
Karen's a certified instructor, and so she follows the law. Everything has to be by the book.
When I teach, I follow the rules. When I sew at home, I do Karen shortcuts.
Yeah, so
Don't tell Judy.
if you want a shortcut, you come to see me. If you want the rules, you go see Karen. Just so you know.
I have to teach Judy's way because I'm Judy's certified instructor. I have to.
I'm just a certified shop. All I have to do is cut the fabric right.
She had to actually read the booklet recently. And
Yeah, I
she's
did.
made
It
how
was-
many of them?
4.
She's made
Yeah,
4 and
I made
hasn't
4.
read the booklet.
I'm gonna make
so.
my 5th one on the cruise.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll have time to sew, but you never know.
I haven't made any yet, not using the booklets because I have to.
How many of you?
Karen, I have a question though. When you do it, I appreciate the whole Judy thing. In fact, I talked to Michael, who I took a class with before, and I asked, I'm thinking about going through the certification process, and he goes, the only issue I see is, he goes, you always find shortcuts and you have to teach the Judy way. But it's interesting because I said to him, well, you tell the Judy way, but then you'll say, but here might be a way that you could also do. So do you do that too? Because that's why I couldn't do it, because I've figured out ways to, like, I have a way around the TRPs that includes folding, pressing, and going. So just things like that, he goes, you could get through the certification. He goes, you would have a hard time sticking to the rules in the class.
Yeah. When you teach classes, you need to teach it Judy's way, because the reason for that is after a class, someone's going home with an incomplete project, and they need to understand that what you showed them and told them in class is the same as when they're trying to read through in their book.
In the book, yeah.
I have experienced students. I have a lot of students. And so I'll get everyone going on what they do, and then I'll go individually to people and say, okay, here's the little shortcut. And
Okay, good to know.
I'll tell everyone, okay, now here's another option, because then it gets too confusing. They need to be able to with your booklet and finish it at home based on what I showed. And some people record things on their phone, so they need to be able to say the book and what the certified instructor said and what she did and what I have recorded all match the book. It's
super helpful.
Yep. But yeah, there are lots.
So no offense, Karen, I know you're extraordinary, but Lucy may have a line a mile long behind her for the shortcuts.
I have a lot of shortcuts.
Yeah. My advice though would be make sure you're comfortable with the process before you jump to the shortcuts.
Yeah.
You'd be kicking yourself
yeah.
later because there was something that you took a shortcut on that really needed to be a critical part. There aren't too many of those, but TRP lines is one of them. So
yeah, I mean, the TRP lines are critical.
Yeah, especially in Jungle Magnolia.
Okay. There was one, it was Turtle Island I was making, and I decided I did not need.
Hello?
Okay. I did not need
Bye-bye.
to look at the assembly instructions. So I made myself the Turtle Island with a whole bunch of Y seams because I didn't the instructions. So I've taught myself I have to read the assembly instructions. So, but the rest of it.
It could simplify things. Yeah.
So questions, we need to take questions. Raise your hand, start speaking, ask us questions.
Explain the TRP lines. I'll go there.
Perfect.
Are you going to do that?
Yeah.
Your way?
Your way is good. You start and I'll pull out one.
Okay, TRP lines, I always relate them to making clothes. I don't know if any
Mhm.
of you sewed clothes and there were notches that you would cut out.
Mhm.
Those notches you would match up. Well, that's what a TRP line is. It's just a line. It's just a line to help you match up the seams exactly, so you don't have puckers on one side or not enough fabric on the other side. And so you have to mark these TRP lines. And like when you're making clothes, notches could be cut into that 5/8 inch seam allowance
Mhm.
and not really have a problem, but we only sew with a 1/4 inch seam allowance.
Yeah.
So cutting a notch in a 1/4 inch seam allowance risks you getting into the seam. So you could put a tiny little clip of with scissors on that. Sometimes I'll do that, but you have to make sure it's just minuscule. And the official way to do TRP lines is you, after you finish sewing the unit, so you've got this whole unit sewn, pretend there's fabric on the back side of it. Then before you trim this, you're going to go in and set your basting stitch, and you're going to sew a basting stitch right on each one of these TRP lines, wherever they are. It's kind of hard to see that. I guess I could get up closer. TRP line. You're going to sew a basting stitch along here. And then then the next thing you do is you trim the edges, and you've got that lovely basting stitch there. Now, Judy, when she sews her TRP lines, she not only sews it, but she trims the edge of the threads.
They're so tiny.
I'm just like, okay.
I leave a tail because I like to pick those puppies out by hand.
Yeah. When you finished and you're ready to take the papers off, you have to be really careful. You have to, I won't rip your papers, Anne. Isn't it, Anne? Yeah, this is yours, Anne. When we go to take the papers off, I always put my thumbnail right at that TRP line and rip it so that you don't take that stitching out. You take the stitching out, then you lose your TRP line.
Okay.
To make sure you keep that in there. And then you just match those seams up, and they will match up perfectly. And then when you're finished, pull the TRP threads out. Some people pull them out as soon as you sew the unit together. Other people wait until the whole quilt is finished and sit in front of the TV and watch something and pull out TRP.
I like to do it when I take it to the iron because I can see them right there.
Yeah.
So I have this is a fun little shortcut. You get a lint roller and your tweezers, and you set it on your iron with you. When you do your pressing, you take your tweezers and pull out the thread and pop it right on the lint roller. That way you don't end up with threads all over the place. That's a trick I learned from a student, and I love that.
So now Karen, she is a quilter where you can turn her quilts around and look at the back. It's just as neat as the front.
I'm a thread snipper.
Okay, so I've already packed like 4 different quilts that I've made that are not quilted because it'd be too heavy and I need to have lightweight to fly home with. So I'm bringing unquilted, completed quilts. And when you look at the back of mine, oh, Karen would just be, she would go crazy. She's like, seriously.
You wonder why she goes so fast. It's because there's
Threads.
on the back, there's threads.
There's threads.
Well, that's another thing. Judy also told you trim your threads. So,
Does she?
yeah.
Why does it matter?
It cleans it up.
Who cares?
It will. So when I'm a certified instructor, and I'm doing what
Okay,
you
so I guess it would matter if you had a dark thread that laid over onto a white part of it.
don't want the shadowing.
Yeah, maybe I'll sit there on the cruise and trim my threads. Who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, TRP. It stands for Transition Registration Point.
Hi. Oh, hold on.
Transition Registration Point, TRP. Or if you're my friend Cindy from a couple years ago, she hated them. She called them twerp lines.
Oh yeah.
So you could, you know Cindy. Cindy's a hoot. She didn't like TRP lines until final assembly, and she saw the value in it. But she called them twerp lines. You can call them twerp lines if you want to, or terps,
Or just cut
TRP.
that them. One of
Yeah.
the two.
The blasted basting stitches.
And I don't know why everyone's upset about them. It's like maybe you finished your unit and you've got one more step to do. But really, it until you really know which sections have to have a TRP line. Like to me, if it was this straight line that's on here, if there were a TRP line on there, I wouldn't sew it because it's just a straight piece of fabric.
Yep.
But curves are so much easier to put together with TRP lines.
Yeah, you gotta have.
I was telling Corey that the other day, wasn't I, Corey?
Yes, you were.
The thing about them is they, with the smart corners, which are the kind of cut off ends, I'll call it, you guys can define it better, but with the TRP lines and the smart corners, even when you're putting the big assembly pieces together, everything lines up perfectly.
Those are both smart corners that we were talking about.
You're gonna love those. So once you are ready for final assembly, everything is cut to exact size. They've got their TRP lines on it. Your papers are off. You're ready to assemble. You match the smart corners with the TRP line, and then you match the next smart corner or a TRP line, and then your next smart corner. You do your sewing, and when you press it open at your seams, they're nice and straight, or the gentle curves are right where they need to be. There's no little dog ears sticking out. If there are dog ears sticking out, then your smart corners haven't been aligned, or you forgot to trim your papers to get the TRP line on there.
Yeah.
So if they're critical, this quilt goes through as much. I tell my students this has TRP lines for days. There are so many TRP lines. However, with final assembly, it goes together like a hot knife through butter. It's just beautiful. It just lays together. Everything lines up beautifully as long as you got your TRP lines. Makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Works
I
great.
was gonna say, if anyone is really frustrated about the instructions on cutting these out, since probably most of you haven't started sewing on it, just know that frustration, I expect it will completely go away once you have this cut out and you're on to the sewing. And like Karen says, you sew these units, and then when it's time to put them together, it's gonna just, it does.
It's really
Yeah, everything matches and goes together easily. And the most frustrating thing is following the choose your own adventure. Just
which option, which alternate do I have? How many fabrics do I have?
yeah.
I know
Hey,
that.
Karen,
Problem.
did you have each group put together before final assembly, or do you do it all at once?
Do you mean, do you have all your sewing done before you assemble?
Each group, each unit. Does that make sense? Like group A, do you do the first part and then at the very end you do all the groups together? Does that make sense? I'm sorry.
I understand what you're saying, Joyce, but I cannot answer your question until you show us a better picture of your beach.
Okay.
All I know,
I know, right?
seriously, point the cap. Thank you.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay, so
Yeah, Carrie Ann, right?
there are some groups or some units that you'll put together.
Yeah.
The instructions.
All right.
Thank
Pick them up.
Your D units.
Probably 38. He had snacks.
Okay.
So there are, I've got to find one in here that
D
has,
has it.
D has
Yep.
some.
D has it.
So in your papers,
Yep,
there
right
will,
here.
there will be a unit assembly. So when you're doing your D group, you'll have this piece of paper, and I always put this with the D group instructions.
Yep.
But this is going to show you how to put together the different units that are in the D group.
Yep.
And when you finish sewing all your D units, you can put these together. Because then when you get to the assembly of all the whole
Final.
thing, yeah, the final assembly,
That has to be done because it's part of the graphic.
yeah.
So the final assembly graphic shows the shape of each of your units, and that shape of the D units is what's shown, not the individual pieces. It's the finished units.
Yeah,
That's the size that shows up there.
Yeah, so this is the final assembly, and of course it goes through assembly graphic 1 through 150. No, not that many.
12?
Well, yeah. But anyway, there's lots of assembly graphics, and you just go,
And we'll teach
proceed
you
as
about
go.
that too.
Yeah, but if you're doing the D, you do, and you have instructions like this for that group you're working on, then I recommend you finish that assembly.
Yes.
And then put that aside and go on to the next group and any assembly that was identified in that one as well.
If you don't do that, by the time you're ready to do your final assembly, you need to go back to your D booklet and find this and then put it together. And I'm of a touch it once theory,
Mhm.
being able to just do it and be done. So I keep this in my Ziploc bags with my D units so that I know, sew these together and then put the whole unit together. And then it's done and I can put it away until final assembly.
Now that's what you meant, Joyce, right?
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
But I can't see you reach.
I know. Well, you're gonna see it soon. Couple weeks.
Not soon enough.
So where are you in Hawaii?
I'm in Kona.
On Kona. Oh,
Okay.
and we get to spend overnight in Kona. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So
And I
that's where we'll be.
really- What was that?
That's where we'll be docking. Right there. That's where I see the cruise ships come in every week.
Perfect.
So this cruise ship dock is right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah. Well, then you must know about a quilt shop that's right in that particular area. Well,
Yeah. There's two of them.
oh, there's two of them.
There's
Well,
quilt patterns.
Yeah, I hope I have a really great deal for you. She didn't call me back yet to confirm everything. But I hope we have some really great options for you to go to at least one of the quilt shops. You can go to both of them and have some fun at these quilt shops. Just
Well, you can DM me because I work there every Friday. I help her out.
well, tell them,
Say, hey, you need to get back to Lucy.
yeah.
We're finalizing cruise details. Come on now.
No, she's working on it.
Yep.
So,
So one other thing that I want to say about quilt final assembly is that, and one thing that people always ask me how I go so fast also, and every time I sit down with the pattern, I will actually make a list myself of how to assemble as you go. So if my final assembly graphic shows that I attach H and G, I will sew my H units, and then I will sew my G units, and then I will sew the G onto the H. And then whatever unit comes next, and on the queen size it's E, I'll go sew my E units and then sew them on. So that by the time I'm all done with my A units, I sew them on and I'm doing final assembly because I have wedges. I don't have to lay out all the pieces. And that works at my house because my sewing space is my kitchen table. And I have a family and they like food. Weird. They're teenagers. They want food for some reason.
I would not
So-
tolerate that.
I know, seriously. You're old enough, go figure it out. Eat in the kitchen, hover over the sink. It's all good.
But that Joyce takes away her beach again. Joy.
So for those who are interested, I will have a list of assemble as you go. Not everyone wants to do that. And there's a reason why we don't promote that. And that's because as soon as you take your papers off your unit that you've sewn, because they've then been cut and sewn on a bias, the paper acts as a stabilizer. And if you're not planning to get to your quilt for a long time, and some people it's 10 years, those fabrics will ease and you'll lose the shape. So if you're planning on doing this a project from start to finish, you can do assemble as you go. If you're not, if you plan on taking more than 3 to 6 months to do this, you're going to want to leave your papers on because you don't want it to ease because it's going to make a mess when you're quilting and your final assembly will have warps and bubbles and all sorts of goodies.
But we have a solution for that.
What's that?
You don't remember?
I forgot. There's a lot in my head.
Oh man. So like if you don't finish the quilt on the cruise to Hawaii, we've just finalized details for cruising to Alaska. You can bring the quilt on a cruise to Alaska. I mean, who's in?
That's true. That's
Wow.
true. Within 6 months or 7.
No.
No, it's just over May.
May of 2026 is
Yeah.
our first cruise.
We've got some more
and then
planned.
a couple in 2027. So, you know, we've got you covered.
I saw those quilts that are coming out for the cruise, and those are gorgeous.
Yes.
When's the colorways coming out?
Well, we're going to start coloring those as soon as QuiltWorks gets the pattern into Quiltster.
Yep.
And it's not in there yet. So it might be a couple of months before we get the colorways. But yeah, we've already identified some fabrics we want to use.
It's
And
gorgeous.
We'll do custom colorways
Of
for
course.
you. You know, and even if you don't come on the cruise, we can help you.
Yep. Yeah, it's not a
Yeah.
problem.
Karen will have a whole bunch of colorways of fancy flamingo. And then for 2027, we're going to do the new technique of the month,
Yep.
which we'll find that out. When do we? Oh, we'll find that out in the
I'll find out in May.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
my
'cause
training's
you-
in June.
Yeah.
I've been asked to do one of the cover quilts for that, so my training will be in May or in June next year, and then everyone else gets their training in
September.
In September.
And Karen will be there training me how to make
Yeah.
the new technique of the month.
Ooh.
Karen's an official trainer for the certified shops and
Yeah.
instructors.
I was invited to
you've
help
got-
Judy with
You
that.
got
So
somebody special here that's going to be teaching you on the cruise.
I'm so excited. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So yeah,
Good.
yeah. So 2027 will be a technique of the month again. We just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And once I know what it is, I can't spill the beans until they announce it.
Which is
So-
usually mid-year, like July or
Usually,
something.
I think so.
And then it doesn't come out until January of 2027, and then we'll be cruising in
April because it's right
and-
after my birthday.
Very good. We'll be celebrating Karen's birthday.
Karen, you can tell 30 of your closest friends. Come on.
She doesn't even know what it is now, but she might soon.
I actually don't know. I don't think we had access till May last year, and it was our last time. It's not a lot
Yeah.
of time to plan, so it's tricky. But the reason they don't tell people what it is because as soon as pictures start popping out, Judelle, who is Judy Niemeyer's daughter, gets bombarded with questions. When is it going to be in Quiltster? When's it going to be released? How soon can I get the fabrics? And a lot of those they don't have the answers to. So they try not to release it until they have more details all set of when they're ready for the release, when the colorings are going to be there, and when it's going to be in Quiltster. And there's just a lot of questions that they can't answer yet.
And from a shop standpoint, they'll release a colorway to us and the fabrics are out right away. And if I don't order those fabrics and hold them for 6 months, they're gone. And then I can't make kits out of their new colorway. And then other fabrics, they don't come out until April, and the pattern was released in January. And you know, so it's a big juggling match, but they do
manufacturing. It's a manufacturing thing, so we do what we can.
It was even worse with I think it was Carnival Flower, whichever one was near COVID. Carnival Flower.
No, Coral Reef, because I was invited to that one as a CIN training. Yeah.
Yeah, because it just getting fabrics during COVID and right after COVID was just ridiculous. Now it's getting better. So
it is.
I have a question.
Good. Hi, Shauna.
Hi. Are we supposed to cut out the applique pieces?
You can if you want to.
Well, here's what I was going to say. My question to you then is, do you want to be working on applique on the ship, or do you want to pre-do your applique so you can sew it on the ship? Those dots take a long time to do. So your dots I would completely do, but your stems could easily be done on board.
Okay, I hadn't thought about that. This is my first Judy Niemeyer quilt, and I'm so overwhelmed with all of it that I'm just going little by little.
I'm right there with you.
You must be doing okay, Shauna, because you and Denise haven't asked more questions. I don't know. Must be
Well, we haven't because we don't want to bother you, but we're like, are we doing it right or wrong? But we're getting there. We're almost done. We've only got 2 more sections to do.
Good. And don't be in a hurry. Yeah. I would recommend, if you can, and you are going to be doing the Quiltworks technique for applique, do your dots beforehand. If you're going to do the stems that go on the big leaves on your C units, make sure you have them labeled because they are a specific size, and you'll have a little template on your papers that show the size. And so I have my students with a pencil or something writing right on the first one or something, because there'll be 8 of each.
right on the back of
On the fuzzy side.
the fuzzy side of the stitch and peel for those before you take them apart.
Yes, before you pop them off.
Write what the unit is. And, like Karen's saying, do it before you get on the cruise. Alternatively, it's 6 days at sea. I don't know how many of you can sew from 7 a.m. to midnight for 6 days in a row.
Yeah.
You may want, Mary Ellen, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm there
Yeah.
with you. But you may want to break. You may want to
Yeah.
go out and sit on a deck or something.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can take your applique pieces out and sit out with the general public.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Okay.
after, you know, if you need instruction on how to do the applique, we show you, you get it down, and then you can go out and.
Okay, I think I'll do that then. I'll just wait but you recommend cutting the pieces out before?
You don't
No?
I would if it was me.
Okay,
Because I would rather spend my time sewing and getting help on what I need help on. But if you want to be able to step out of the room and go work on something else, do your applique while you're on ship too. So, Judy, you made it. Yeah,
Finally, sorry.
This is what I do is I just have all my applique in a separate bag. I haven't put the fabric in here. And these are all extra circles that I have that I will share with you guys that you can use to practice. Just doing a circle. Karen's an expert at circles. Well, quite frankly, I suck at it.
Hers are not quite as smooth as mine are. And the other thing is some people are not putting circles and dots on theirs. So if you goof, you can either cut another little piece because there's a little bit of room left on the edges where you could cut a new one if you need it. But some of the people aren't even putting those on their quilt, like this one for Anne. Is it Hodum? Hodum?
How do you say your name? You're
He's
mute.
on mute.
He's looking for the button. Is it Hodum or Hodum?
Or Hotham.
Gotham.
Hotham?
Still on mute.
Click on your little microphone, little red microphone.
Top right corner.
Okay, well, Anne H.
Hotham. That's the way. Is it Hotham? Shake your head, yes or no. Hotham? She's on.
Hodum.
Hodum.
It is.
No.
I heard her say
No, it's not spelled like it sounds. Just call me Hot Hem is my sewing name.
oh, I like that. That works. So this one that Anne is doing, see if I can get close. So
Oh,
if you
beautiful. Backwards.
right here on these units, they're supposed to have the stems. There are no stems. And on these little guys right here, if I can sprinkle it a little bit. These guys right here are supposed to have the dots, but they don't. So there are no stems
okay.
on this.
Okay.
So her peel and stick bow soles are not even going to be used. So she may be able to gift some of those if anybody needs a spare.
Or she might want to keep them for her next
or
jungle
keep 'em
magnolia.
and shop duplicate. Put on double everything.
The other thing, I don't know the woman's name who was talking about the dots, and I'm looking forward to meeting everybody. But if you have an embroidery machine or you have a friend that has an embroidery machine, there is, and I think Lucy probably even carries it, there's a fabric confetti program that actually will attach them for you as well after you've pieced the units.
Yep, which is a great option.
So if I step over here, this is well, I could bring it closer. These are things for Terry that haven't been shipped yet because we're a couple of things. Oh, this is nothing, ladies. But in her pile, don't fall over, is a fabric confetti packet for, this says bridal bouquet, but it works for Valley Blossoms and for Royal Iris. And all the embroidery.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I aspire.
It's all the same. If you look on my Facebook page, I recently posted a picture of my Royal Iris hanging, and I used this bridal bouquet and did the embroidery version of the applique.
It's a different process.
I
You don't have
made-
to do the turn under, do you?
No,
You just cut it out
You
to
just
the
cut
shape.
it to the shape, yeah.
Okay.
And I did my Valley Blossoms in applique. Yeah. I'm not sure which one's faster or which one I prefer, but it's options.
There are options. There are options.
The embroidery, you don't have to worry about your circles being perfect because guess what? They are.
Yeah.
The
Okay,
program takes
I'll
care of
move
it.
Terry's pile back over here.
Thanks for bringing that up, Terry. That's very helpful. Very helpful. All right. Any other questions before we go through the booklet? Splits. Does
No
everyone have
questions?
what they need for motion sickness? I think Carrie Ann might be addressing that.
Is Carrie Ann
Next
still
time.
there? I don't see
Nope,
her.
she's
Hi. Yeah, I'm here.
How come we
I'm
can't see?
here.
popped up.
Yeah. My kiddo came in and I turned off my camera, but I'll turn it back on.
Oh, there we go.
Hello.
Something you want to share with everyone about the cruise details? Anything?
Um,
Questions?
wait, so you had asked about motion sickness. Is that something that people are concerned about? What would you like to know from
Yes.
me?
People tend to be surprised. They'll get on board and realize, oh, I guess I'm motion sick.
Okay. So there are lots of things you can do for motion sickness. If you already know that you're a person who gets motion sick, you can talk to your doctor and get a prescription and start taking it the night before. Over the counter, bovine, is that what it's called? The over the counter ones, start taking it the night before. You can get patches that just go behind your ear. They look like a little circle band-aid. Those work really, really well for my kids. Ginger chews work great. Trader Joe's has some really yummy ones, or they've got ginger mints as well. Those are really good. On board, if none of those are working for you, what the crew members do is grab green apples. So let's see, our conference room is, I think it's forward on the ship. If you're on board and the movement is too, I don't anticipate that it will be, because as you know, as I addressed in the email to Karen, the stabilizers on the ship are fantastic, but it's the end of September, so there might be some weather that gives us some movement on the boat. So find a spot on the horizon to look at, spend some time midship, spend some time on the lower decks. All of those things are going to help you not feel the movement as much.
And can't you go to the medical center on the ship
Yeah.
and have some motion?
Yeah.
You can actually sometimes you don't even need to go to the medical center. Usually if you go to guest services, they'll have like an over-the-counter tablet they can give you. Those acupressure bands, those work well for a lot of people.
Or go to and get acupuncture, you know?
You could go to the spa and get acupuncture, absolutely. If you think you might need any of those things, like the over-the-counter things, grab them beforehand. You probably can buy them on board, but they'll be 20 times the price, and they won't necessarily have your preferred brands. So, and on that note, when we travel, we always bring a mini pharmacy, if you will. We'll grab a pencil case or like one of those school supply boxes, the clamshell boxes, and we'll put our preferred brands of cold medicine, upset tummy medicine, headache medicine, just the over-the-counter things that if you catch something will help you be more comfortable, because that way, you know, again, you're getting your preferred brands, you know what you need is available.
That's a great idea. Thanks, Carrie Ann. I love that.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Could I
Hi,
ask
Corey.
a question?
Sure.
Hi, Carrie, Ann. So we arrive in Honolulu on October 2nd, right? Or is it the 1st?
So we arrive that evening of October 1st, but
Okay.
we're not leaving the ship yet. You get to go out, you get to leave the ship and go explore Honolulu and enjoy the area. But then you're spending that one last night on the ship, and we disembark the morning of October 2nd.
Okay, so we still have plenty of time to sightsee when we get there on October 1st.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and there isn't, so there won't be an all aboard time that night. I think it's 7 o'clock that we dock, 7 p.m. we dock. So you don't have to be back by 9 or 10 if you wanted to. If you're a party animal, I suspect you are, Corey.
Oh,
A party
sure.
animal. Yeah, you
No.
can go and party all night long, and the ship's going to
Okay.
be there for you when you get back.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Carrie Ann, I have a question for you. Can you tell
Yes.
us about the check-in process? Do you have more information?
Yes. In fact, I was just composing an email to Lucy and Karen, which they'll get after this. So I'm hoping that our next pre-cruise, I'm hoping that we'll be able to encourage everybody to come so that I can address this with you. I've got a whole package of information that I'm going to send you. Those of us that are staying at the hotel, we're going to all go over together. I think Lucy and Karen are going over ahead of time. They're trying to embark a little earlier and get set up for us. But the rest of us at the hotel, we're going to go over together. Those that are not staying at the same hotel, I'm providing meeting time and place information so that we can all embark together. The sharp list, you remember the things that Karen had you send a picture of? All of those things are going to go in a clear plastic bag, and I've got a label that I'm going to send you that you are going to write in your name and your stateroom number. It's going to have all the rest of the information that the ship needs. You're going to just mark how many of each thing on that list you have, seal it in the bag. When we get to the port, you're going to carry that in your hand. When we get to the security scanner, we're going to hand them all of our clear plastic bags, and they're going to take them at that time. They're going to take them back to their area and check them against the list of everything that's already been pre-approved. And then they're going to deliver all of those sharps to us at the conference room later in the day.
Okay.
Now, your sewing machines that are in your cute bags that Lucy got for you, for those of you that got them, those are not going to be checked. So you're going to hold on to those and take those like a carry-on through security. They're going to scan them through the machine, and then they're going to give them back to you. Once we've all gone through and they give us clearance to get on board, as a group, we're going to go straight to the conference center and drop off our bags and say hi to Lucy and Karen. And then you'll all be able to go from there to do your muster drill and get food or whatever you want to do at that point.
So Carrie Ann, what if we're not putting our sewing machine in a separate bag? What if it's going in our suitcase with everything else?
So do you have another bag you can use? Do you have a
It would
carry-on
just
bag?
complicate things at the other end.
I see.
Karen can give you her experience of checking her suitcase, her sewing machine.
I can too.
Yeah, they broke the bag. The wheels on the bag broke.
Yeah.
And the machine got damaged. It broke part of the case because it was a checked bag. It wasn't handled.
It's not going to be checked. This will be my carry-on.
Oh, well, that's different.
You said it was a checked bag, or in your luggage.
It's in my luggage, in my carry-on bag.
Yeah, mine will be too.
Yeah.
Carry on, yeah.
Yeah, so as long as it fits through the scanner in a carry-on size bag, and I believe we've sent out the measurements before, but I'll make sure I'm gonna write myself a note so I
You did.
remember.
21, and a lot of you bought the Tutto bag so that you had a bag to take your machine home on the airplane. And if you put your machine in that Tutto bag, and it'll just go right through the scanners. It's perfect size.
Yeah.
Or as long as whatever you're carrying your machine in is 29 by 21 or smaller. But they do not accept tubs. So you can't put anything in a plastic tub. You can put it in a box. Like many of you have bought the Genome Travel Mate from me, and I'm going to be giving that to you at the hotel the night before. If you want to just leave it in that box, you can just take that box straight on.
Yep.
Might be difficult to carry. I would suggest putting it in a Tutto bag if you got one of those too, or anything. The Tutto bag's just great because you can pull it and you don't have to carry it. The machines are light enough you can carry it.
So just to clarify, it's when we get to go onto the cruise ship that if you've brought your sewing machine and a carry-on bag, we have to take it out of that bag.
No, if it's in a carry-on bag, just put the carry-on bag on the conveyor belt as long as it fits through the opening of the scanner, just like at the airport.
This is at the cruise ship, right?
That's at the cruise ship, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it works really easily to take your sewing machine on, and they just feed them through the scanners. Just make sure you don't have any scissors or rotary cutters or stilettos or, you know.
My bag has a little container of old sharps. I'll be taking that out because it has old rotary cutters, blades, and old needles. So I'll be emptying that before, just to make sure.
Yeah, just make sure that you know, because like your sewing machine, when you pack it up to go somewhere, you may have all of your tools in with the sewing machine, but you got to take the sharps out, put it in that Ziploc clear bag that Carrie Ann mentioned.
And with the label, it's got to have the label.
With the label on it, and they're going to take it from you because they're not allowed. And then they will deliver it. They're going to deliver those bags to the conference room, right, Carrie Ann? You can't
have bags, yeah.
Either, as I understand. So yeah, and so anything you're carrying on, which should be, you know, your purse, your computer, your phone, your medicine. What else do you carry on? You know, whatever you typically carry on.
This is Lucy, and that's Karen.
Oh.
Hi, Corey's husband.
Hi, Mr. Ernstorff.
I didn't know that.
We wish you were coming with us. So any more questions about
that? Does that answer that question? That clarifies it?
Well, so I still don't understand. If we choose a suitcase to be our carry-on bag, right? That accompanies us wherever we go once it gets through the scanner, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. At that point, we could then go drop the pieces of it that are sewing related up in the conference room when we meet Karen and Lucy.
Right.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Just wanted to make sure I had gotten the whole thread. And Carrie, you said you were sending something. Can you make sure that the size of that the scanner can handle is included? Yes. That would be wonderful.
It is 29 by 21. I know that. So
okay.
Like 29 and a half by 21 and a half, but just keep it to 29 by 21. It can be as long as it wants to be, but it can't be no wider and taller than 29 by 21.
And Maureen, just a little more further clarification on this topic. Before I bought my Tutto bag recently, of my hard case luggage, I used the small one, and I would put my sewing machine in that, and that was my carry-on. And so it would go in the upper compartment of the airplane, and I would roll it with me and carry it with everywhere I went. It wasn't a sewing machine tote. It was a carry-on piece of luggage. So now
Lucy and Karen, can I add something to that? I would not fill my carry-on with the sewing machine with a lot of other stuff because you have to lift it up and get it in the overhead bin.
Oh yeah.
If you're flying, that is. But you don't have to worry about that, I don't think, on the cruise ship, do you? No.
One thing that I will say is once we all do go through as a group, our first stop does need to be the conference room to drop off the sewing machines because we're not supposed to have those throughout the rest of the ship. And so they've given us kind of special clearance to be able to carry those on ourselves on the condition that we take them straight to where they're going to be.
Okay. Okay.
What I want to do anyway.
I have a question for everyone. I haven't even cleared this with Karen yet, so she might be upset with me. But we've been talking about table setup, and do we want to say, hey, Moira, you're sitting here, and you're next to Shauna and Ann, and I don't care if you don't want to sit next to them or not. This is where you're sitting.
Do you want to find seats, or do you want to pick your own?
Would you rather us just, because we could just have your name signs and all that in one general place, you grab them and go grab a seat wherever you want to sit? Which way do you want us to do it? Do you want us to tell you where to sit? Or do you want to go pick your own chair? Anybody have an opinion?
Not really. People who are traveling together.
Yeah.
Well, because then they can meet new people, see?
Yeah, it doesn't matter really.
He like,
You know what?
Corey
I
is
think
being
leave
with
it open.
Victoria, who's not on this call. You know, and do they want to sit right next to each other when they have to sleep next to each other?
No. Yes, I don't know. I don't care.
Okay, I think executive decision, and it might make you mad. You get to choose your own seat. As soon as you get in there, you go pick your own seat.
Okay.
I think that works. Donna and I want to sit together. Denise, okay.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we'll just make sure.
Yeah.
Wait, is Denise? Wait. Oh, from Denise to everyone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Denise, don't you want to sit by me?
I can get something by the seat. Actually, I'm not sure if we're sitting
So-
together.
Denise's husband and my husband are childhood friends, and they're going to be trouble on this cruise ship. I'm here to tell you, if trouble has happened, if you see a helicopter in the middle of the Pacific landing on our ship, it's because they got in trouble. And then when it takes off, if it does dips and dives and turns up, that's because Denise's husband is flying it.
Yeah, says yeah.
They're gonna be in trouble. But no, they're both great fun guys. And I'm sure Shauna's husband is too.
Oh, that's a great point, Elaine. Let's go ahead and Carrie Ann, is this something we can put on the list of an email that you send out? That we need to have it be a no fragrance area?
That would be really good.
Because there are some people who it's horrible. If one person even wears a scented deodorant, I know a person who just they go asthmatic. So can we put that in an email you're sending out, just reminding people that we're in an enclosed space and to limit your fragranced product?
Yeah, you don't want to hear me sneeze because
Don't-
it's not
don't
just
bring
it's
bathroom
not short. It could
No,
be 10 times.
That's no. Thank you, Elaine. I've forgotten that one. And thanks, Carrie Ann, for putting that on the list.
Yeah, sure thing.
Everyone wants to have a good time, and if you can't breathe or having a reaction, that is not fun. Okay. Any other questions? That was good. Or comments? Is the
I
conference
can't wait.
or will there be windows? Windows.
There
We
are
get
windows.
windows.
Carrie Ann, where's the conference room in relationship to the ship? You know if it's towards the front or the back?
It's apologize because I'm looking at 3 different other ships right now. So they're all confused in my mind. I believe that we are on deck 14 forward. So there's like an observation, I think it's called the Sky Lounge. Let me look at a deck plan and make sure that I'm giving you the right information. I believe we're on deck 14 towards the front, Sky Lounge, and then right after the Sky Lounge is our conference room. So it's like right around the forward elevators.
And I remember seeing that there's windows all along one side. So we have a view of the ocean out our window.
Yeah, big, beautiful, full windows, lots of natural light.
Not that you can see it, but there is where it is. You can see the tip of the boat in the there it is. So it's the conference room back here. So there's a lounge around it.
Nice. Thank
perfect.
you.
So we can go have something to drink and then so. Hopefully it's okay.
When does the sewing lounge open? Before, I know we've got to eat and get unpacked and all that kind of stuff, but once we drop our bags off, then go do muster and all that stuff, what time will you guys open the sewing lounge?
So as soon as you're available to be in there, you can come in and set up and sew. We have to get the tables all set up and put in the right order and the right positioning and make sure all the electrical cords are strung over to your table, tape down the cords so you don't trip on them. But that, it depends upon how soon they let us on the ship. But let's assume we don't get on the ship until noon, give us till 2 o'clock, and it'll be long before the ship leaves port. But you can come in at any time you feel like it after you get on the ship. But if you come in before we have everything set up, We might put you to work.
I was just gonna say, we're gonna hand you something to do.
Yeah.
Well, I was actually gonna say, I'm happy to just drop my bag off and come help set up and stuff.
Just know that if you're like hanging around waiting for your table to be set up, we might give you something to do. Otherwise, how come that's
Screen sharing.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that would make everybody else go away. I was just trying to get it set up.
It's
I'm
cool.
so
Thank
sorry.
you.
I
Thank
wanted
you.
to show you the deck plan. It is deck 14. This is the very front of the ship. This is the Sky Observatory Lounge. And this is our space right here.
Where's the
cursor?
Okay, can you see?
It's moving.
Yeah.
I'll put it over here. Yeah, you see that little blue thing that popped up? So right
wait.
here.
Hold on, the chat. Let me diminish the chat or the pictures.
I'm sorry, I did not realize that it was going to take over the whole
I've done that before.
Zoom right away.
All right, go ahead.
So
Okay, so right, do you see where my cursor is? Top right-hand corner-ish of the screen. So right here.
Sweet.
Oh, that
is,
looks like there's a bunch of chairs set up. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it won't be set up like that. We'll be able to set it up for us. So then the forward elevators are just right here. And then this is the deck in the main part of the ship.
Awesome. I think that's a great spot.
Good. So are there other questions about that?
About this, I don't think it was.
All right, I'm going to turn off my screen share. give you your Zoom back. Sorry about that.
One quick question before I address Linda's. What is muster? That's a question. What is doing muster?
Oh, muster is the safety drill. And so everybody is required to do it. The ship will not leave port. And I'm going to tell you right now, don't do it, because they will call you, and they will call you by name. Yeah. I was on a cruise last season where about 3 hours before departure, they said, we've got 200 guests that have not completed their muster drill. Reminder, this is a necessary part. We can't leave until you do. Every 10 minutes after that, the number would go down slightly until they started saying, attention guests, will Mrs. Smith please report to muster station J? Like they called people out by name, and people were laughing, at the lounges saying, oh, Mrs. Smith is holding us up. So they will call you out by name if you don't go do your muster drill. There's going to be a video that you watch. It's possibly available on the app, but if not on the app, you'll watch it in your cabin, and then you just go and check in, and you'll get a key card that opens your room. It's your identification basically on the ship, and you'll just scan that at your muster station. And that's just so that should there be an emergency, you'll know exactly where to go. And it's required by law that they hold those safety drills, so everybody does have to go.
It's a safety drill, and the required. It's just like on the airplane when they go through all the everything.
Yeah,
it's the same process.
Yeah.
And should
Are we all in rooms?
What was that, Chris?
Are we all in rooms in the same area of the ship? Same floor?
Not all together. I think we've got about 4 different zones across 3 different decks. And that's because we're in a variety of room categories. So we've got some people.
I'm gonna go.
Okay, thanks.
Who left?
That was.
Thank you. So just the room categories are located in different areas on the ship, but as much as we could, we kept, the rooms in clusters.
But they're not ready.
I wanted to share one more thing about, because Denise says, what is doing muster? Muster is really to teach you where to go.
Yeah.
Iceberg, and you need to get on.
Okay, it's just a pre-cruise meeting.
Oh, really?
You need to have that muted, whoever iPhone is.
Thank you for gas.
Anyway, did that answer your question, Denise? I will go on to the next one, which
We'll pop up to Linda.
Linda?
Yeah, Linda's just above. For those that are not staying at your hotel and purchased a machine that Lucy is bringing, how do we do a handoff?
Are you not at the hotel, Linda? Because
no, I'm going to be staying at the World Mark.
Yeah, well, you'll need to come to the hotel to pick up your machine the night before.
All right, are we planning on having a get together maybe the night before or something?
We don't
Oh,
have
that's a
any,
fun idea.
we don't have anything planned, but we certainly could. But yeah, I have, I think 7 machines to bring for people who had bought machines. And you all need to meet me at the hotel. Is it the Sandman? Is that the name of it, Carrie Ann?
Yeah, Sandman
Yeah.
Suites on Davie. So make sure you're looking at the Sandman Suites on Davie. I believe there's another Sandman right in that area. So it's the Sandman Suites on Davie is the group.
Davy.
Davie.
And Linda, if you can't get over there, let me know. We'll have a vehicle. My daughter's driving us up.
Okay.
To be 1160 Davy Street.
Linda, you and I can.
That sounds right.
Good. I picked the right one then.
Yes, but if you're getting a machine, or like Denise is also getting a Tutto bag and her kit, you need to be sure and meet up with me at the hotel the night before. But I have no concerns about it because her husband and my husband will be meeting up at the hotel the night before. So yeah.
That's fine. I'm going to be there several days beforehand. So
Yeah.
Nice.
He's cruising down, spending some time.
Oh, you're the one from Alaska?
Yeah.
yes,
Alaska.
yeah.
Oh,
I'll be down there 7 days before you guys because I'm coming in on another cruise ship.
how fun. How fun. And then Elaine asked, do we need to bring extension cords? And no, you don't.
The ship wants to provide those.
The ship has told me that they have all power under control, and there will be extension cords and power strips and adapters that get us from 220 to 110 because there's some 220 outlets on the ship. So you don't need to bring one. That being said, I already have a few packed in my, well, they're not packed yet, in my bag to pack, just in case. Not that it would help, but if we were short a cord or two, never know.
Yeah, they have specifications they need to follow for their electrical requirements. And so we told them what we need, and they said they can provide it. So that's what we're going with.
So Denise says yes. Is that
that was your answer?
Is that to the
Question
mustard?
about the mustard. Yes.
Okay, and then how many people signed up for quilting? How many people in our group? We have 25 quilters plus the 2 of us, so 27 of us will be in there. TSA has a requirement that there be no needle in your sewing machine.
Good to know.
Okay, that's good to know.
Oh,
I've traveled with my sewing machine and gone through TSA and never taken the needle out.
I've never taken them.
But you know what? If they want you to take your needle out, take it out and throw it away, because you probably need a new one anyway.
does that mean that we'd have to put our needles in with the sharps? You know,
Yeah,
our packs of needles?
Diane, anything that's sharp, I err on the side of caution and put it in your sharps bag.
Yeah.
Huh.
I have to go buy all in.
Yeah, Anne needed to go.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Did we
that's
get
good
them
to know
all?
too. I
Is
think
there
we
any
did.
more
These are great.
questions we didn't get?
One more quick question. When we're in port in Hawaii, is the conference rooms going to be closed down for any length of time?
Well, okay, so that really
Short answer is yes and no.
Yeah. Okay, and when you talk about the conference room, let's go back to the beginning. We're going to, on every single day, our plan is to make sure that the conference room is open at 7 a.m. But let's assume you're somebody coming from the East Coast, or you're an early bird, and you want to get down there and start sewing at 5 o'clock. She's the lucky one who's volunteered to be the early bird. You just have to tell her the night before what time you want to be down there in the morning, and Karen will be down there and make sure it's open.
And have the sharps.
And have all the sharps, yes. The sharps is, we can go over that on the ship.
Yep.
But
and we'll make that announcement every night just to let people know what time are we starting in the morning. Is it 7 or is it earlier? And I will be there.
Yeah, and then we will keep that conference room open as long as you want. I'm a night owl. I don't care. If you want, I kind of maybe want to say 2 a.m. might kind of be close to my limit.
Yeah.
The longer you leave me in the quilt room at night, the more I'm going to sleep in the next morning. Whatever. So if you want to not have me around in the morning, keep me late at night. But we will be there. one of us has to be in the room at all times. So there's the answer to, are we going to shut down the room when we're in port? It depends upon the port and what we're doing. I've been to Hawaii a bunch of times. I can live without getting off the ship, but I know I'm going to want to at some point. Have you been to Hawaii?
Once.
Yeah. So Karen will want to go into the ports more than I will.
Yeah.
But as long as one of us is there, we'll keep the room open and we'll let you know. Like,
I will as well. Are we shutting down the room today, or is anyone staying to sew?
Yeah.
And we will accommodate. So if Lucy wants to get out, we'll just kind of overlap everything.
Yeah.
So
And that's what we've done on prior cruises, is just, we figure out when Karen wants to get off, when I want to get off, and is there anyone who's actually going to be in the room?
Yep.
Because if they're not going to be in the room, maybe I do want to get out and be in the sun.
Yep.
I love the sun.
Mary Ellen lives in Hawaii too, and she's going to go home for clean clothes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, can we send our laundry home with you, Mary Ellen? That is a great idea.
Oh, I'm dropping my clothes off too, for sure.
Yeah. I am not paying for laundry on the ship.
Either am I.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just going to bring lots.
Hopefully I'll bring enough, and
Yeah.
maybe you'll see things twice, but I'll try not to be sweaty.
Yep.
Shouldn't be.
Ginny, you're on mute. You're muted, Ginny.
We think you're funny, but you're muted.
We'll laugh.
Good. I'm glad I'm on mute. I'm going back on mute.
Okay. Okay, these are great questions, great ideas. Love them all. Is there anything else? This was great. Okay.
If there's nothing else, we're going to start cutting out kits.
Yep, but I wanted to go through the booklet first, because that is, all right, raise of hands visually for those that are there. Who has their kit cut already?
Joy.
Don't.
Thank you, Karen.
Some don't have their kits. Oh, Linda's I brought back from Alaska. So, okay.
I'm going to log out of the meeting now and let you guys do your quilting stuff. I am going to send out an email, hopefully today, probably tomorrow, with excursion information. I've had several people request private excursions just for our group. They're only going to run if we get enough people interested in them. So I am going to send that out probably tomorrow. Watch for the email and please respond to it and just say, yeah, I'm interested. No, I'm not.
Okay.
So that I can get numbers and work with the vendors. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Elaine needed to go. Bye, Elaine. Okay, so I'm going to go through the booklet really quick to help those of you who need to understand. We've got color options. We have alternative cuttings and things like that. So let me go through the book. I'm going to turn the camera just a little bit. Here we go. So it's facing down.
Except you need to turn the whole stand.
I was trying and it didn't. So I was looking the wrong way. And then
There we
angle.
have.
Go
Oh, and the
down.
sun is shining.
Yeah, we're gonna shut the blinds a little bit. Okay, so here's I'll just bring it up to the camera. Oh, did we tilt this one? Hold on. I'm gonna tilt this. Nope, I'm gonna tilt this. Messing with Sean's system. There we go. Okay. All right, I am going to start with H. H is a tricky one for a lot of people. I'm pulling out pictures and sleeves already and everything. It looks so good. All right. My book looks different. So here's what we're going to do. What we need to know is what your options are for your project. I'm just going to pop open the booklet. In the H unit, that's the outer section with the checkerboard, there are 4 options. See if I can do this, see if you can see it. We have option 1. The camera's going to be, hold on, I wonder if we can do, hold on, I need to change it so you can see what I'm seeing rather than the mirror image. Not filter, camera front right. Oh, video settings, hold on, because you don't need to be seeing everything backwards. Mirror my video, let's try that.
Is that right?
All right. Are the words there? Oh, they worked. It did. Okay. This makes a whole lot more sense now. So let me go ahead and close this box. Okay. And I'm going to make me the big portion of this. We are going to make this the large so that you can see it better. Oh, we don't want gallery. When I clicked, I'm going to do, let's try speaker. There we go. Okay. There's a bigger picture now. Does this light turn on, Lucy? Is this button?
Yeah, there is a light.
It's not that one.
It is. Hold on.
Okay.
I gotta move this thing so I can see it because it's
Okay.
too high. Oh wait.
I did that one and no light came on.
Yeah. Keep talking, I'll
Well,
figure
never
it out.
mind. Okay. So when you have your H border, that's the outermost border, you have option 1, option 2, option 3, and option 4. Okay. I'm going to go through these one at a time. Option 1, it means you have no checkerboard here or here or here or here. All you have is a solid piece of fabric there. On your H1 and H4 units, you have a little sash that goes through, and they all have a vein. That's option 1. If you're doing option 2, oh, there's a little bit of light. Okay, if you're doing option 2, then you have no sash in the middle. It's just one solid piece of fabric. So if you're going to want to, yeah, that's a lot better. Thank you. And these tell you which template layout sheets you're going to be using to cut all these. Okay, so if it's option 1, you use that. You're doing option 2, and it also tells you the fabrics H1 through H5 for option 1. For option 2, your fabrics H1 through H3. No little sash in the middle. And these are the templates you're using. All the other papers, I just fold them so they're print side in and I put them away. Group H, you're starting with the checkerboard and the little sash on the H1 and H4 units. But here for 2 and 3, they do not have the checkerboard. And these are the fabrics you'll use. And these are the template layout sheets you'll use to do the cutting. If you're going to do option, oh, that was option 3, sorry. I'm looking up at the screen and down. Option 4 is just like it looks on most of the pictures, where there is a checkerboard and a sash on each, the H1, H2, H3, and H4 units. Okay, so then you need to use these fabrics up here, and then these template layout sheets for all of your cutting. So you need to identify and highlight which one you're going to be doing. And if you have the Quiltster printout, if you bought a kit from Lucy, it should be circled. This is a wall size. So if you're doing the wall size, you have A, B, C, D, E, and F. If you're doing the queen size, there's no F. It's A, B, C, D, E, G, H. Okay. And they will have circled what your option is. So for this group D, it's option 5. Okay.
And the
So it'll
rest
be
aren't
indicated.
circled or don't say option on them, they're standard.
Yeah. If it's not indicated, it's called a standard option. Thanks, Lucy.
So you can either look, it's good for you to look at this sheet and go, I'm option 5, but then when you get to it, look and make
go
sure that your picture of your quilt, and I don't have mine handy right here, your picture of your quilt looks that same way. It's just a double check to make sure that you're doing the correct option.
Yep. And then in your booklet, you will then turn to whatever page. So this on page 3 is the standard cutting option. And then you'll just follow the instructions through for the cutting. But if you have, for example, over here on page 5, this is the cutting for option 1, and you will follow these. So in my booklet, what I did was I just took a pencil and I X'd out what I don't need. And I did a highlight above the line of the option I'm doing, and then ended it over here and then X'd out what I don't need for option 2. So you'll need to pay attention, and it'll tell you what fabrics you can use. There are little charts. You can put fabric swatches on, which are helpful. So that's what you'll do for your cutting. You figure out what your option is, and then go find it in your book and highlight the ones you need. If you don't need it, you don't have to highlight it. Okay. Let's go take a look at your G units. G units are these pretty tiaras. They're beautiful. So one thing also I want to point out with the G units, because this is where we start getting into color options. If you've done a rainbow like Linda did, whoo-wee, getting that thing put together. It's its own beast. Mary Ellen, you don't have those drawings? They're in your instruction booklets. So wherever your booklet is, it's in the booklets. These are your instruction books. And if you don't have that one, then we need to find them. So anyway, all right. So for looking at Jungle Magnolia Group G, Booklet 1, we have a blank color option where you don't do any piecing on it. And then we have color option 1, where the background is all the same color and all the spikes are the same color. And then you have the standard color option where the background is the same color, but all your spikes are assigned a different fabric color. Okay. So this would just use 2 fabric colors because the spikes are one color and the background's the other. Whereas this one, the background's one color and your spikes are a different set of colors. So those are standard color, option 1, and blank color option. And that'll make a difference in what you put together. Then I'll put this back in the book and go to the front of it. So you can see, again, you will go highlight in your book which one is your fabric option. And I also want to point out, and this is on page 2 of your G group. On page 2, it's showing, like I was saying on the back, here's your standard option. And these are your fabric colors. These aren't the unit numbers. These are just the fabric numbers. So your fabric G1 is the background fabrics. This center spike, that's your fabric color G2. Your G3s are the next spike, G4, G5, G6, and G7. That's how you will indicate, and then you can go put swatches down at the bottom so you know what those are. Here's your color option 1, your fabric G1, it's your background, and your G2 is all of the spikes. And on your blank option, it's just one color. So you go find that option in your booklet and you go just highlight that part of the book. Again, if you're doing the 8 color option, those will all be different. All right, Chris. Bye, Chris. See you next time. All right,
Bye.
but none of those drawings. Oh, they should be in your booklet somewhere. So Mary Ellen, we'll have to connect and figure out because they're in the booklet. And Lucy cut hers apart and put them in sleeves, but yours, I don't think yours was in a book, was it?
Now, how do I get out of here?
Oh, and you should have a leave down on the bottom. Leave.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
I got her.
Okay, there you go. Bye. All right, here's the F. F is just one option. It's just one fabric, so we don't need to cover that one. There aren't options on that one. Over on E, I'm going to pull up the first page. Is that what I want? I'm flipping through. Nope, I am in E units. That's on page 6. And these are your color options. Just a second. Like I said, this is a choose your own adventure book. All right, you have 2 options for your E units. You're either making the checkerboard or you're not. And that is, usually there's a graphic. Okay, well, if you're doing the checkerboard, you're going to follow the standard option right in the front. If you're going to do it without the checkerboard, then you are going to turn to page 3 for color option layout 1. Again, that'll be indicated here on your Quiltster printout. And this is obviously the standard option because it doesn't say option 1. And I can see from here that it's going to have the checkerboard in the E's. And you'll use the appropriate templates if you're doing the no color or the no checkerboard option, because you'll just be setting that on and cutting one piece of fabric instead of strips to be done in the piecing for the checkerboard. Okay, we're going to hop over to the D units because these are fun. All right, D, page 2. We have a lot of options. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 options on this one. So this one you definitely need to pay attention to. On this little printout, for this one, it says this one is option 5, and I can tell from the picture, I want it to match the option 5 picture, which is right here, which means there's no spikes pieced. So it's good to keep track, look at your picture and everything. All right, so option 1. All of our fabrics are indicated because we're going to have all of our spikes be different fabrics. And so these are the units it's for and the assigned fabric numbers. Color option 2, all of your spikes are going to be identical colors. That's all fabric D9. And we have piecing down here as well. With option 3, it's just like the standard option where all the spikes are different color, but down here on D1, where it was pieced over on this one is just a solid piece. There's no piecing on this one. Color option 4, same thing. There's no piecing on this section, and all of your spikes are the same color. So it's like option 2 and option 4 are the same, with piecing on the lower section and no piecing on the lower section. Option 5, there are no spikes here and there are no spikes here. Option 6, there's no piecing on the top, but the lower section has piecing and they're different colored fabric assignments. Color option 7, no piecing on the top section, but there's piecing down here and all of the spikes are the same color. So pay attention to that as well, and you will notice in your book which ones to follow. Depending on, oh, here it is. So like on page 6, if you did option 2, you would follow the cutting instructions for option 2. And on some of these, it says for fabrics, whatever and whatever, use this template and then turn back to the standard cutting options for the rest of the cutting. So just be aware of that. And I will usually make little notes in my book as well that I need to shift to another page. Okay. All right, here we are on C, the C units. We have some options on this one as well. I'm looking at my Quiltster printout. This one says there's nothing signed or nothing indicated, so I know that this is going to be the standard option. And I can tell also because it's got the dots, applique, and the stems appliqued. So we're going to go to our page 2 for booklet C, or sorry, booklet 4 for group C. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options. The first option is all of the stems and all of the dots. Option 2, you have the dots, but you're not putting on the stems. Option 3, you're not putting on the dots, but you are putting on the stems. So it's the opposite. Option 4, no dots, no stems. And option 5, what is option 5? What's the difference? Fabric. C1, C2, 1 through 5, 10 and 12, 12 and 11, 6. I'm not seeing the difference. It's got an alternate template. C1. Well, if you're doing option 5, let me know. We'll get that clarified. Because right at the first glance, I can't see what that one does. And the other thing to keep in mind also is if you're doing multiple color options, like for example, on this one that I'm going to cut today, right here, these leaves are the same shape as these. We have 8 of each of those, but 4 of them have this color fabric. Oh, that was shiny. 4 have kind of that coppery color, and 4 have a different fabric. So it is a 2-color option out of the 8 pieces that we are going to be sewing on. Okay, there are 8 of this side, C1, and 8 of C2, but 4 of them will be colored with the orange color and 4 will be colored with the other fabric. So if you have several different colors, you need to keep that in mind. And that's why it could say that for fabric D, what was it? Oh, Marianne, I think your question the other day was you had a D8, but you had 2 fabrics. And that means for each of these 8 sections that have to be sewn, 8 unit pieces, 4 of them needed 1 color fabric and 4 of them had to be sewn with the other color fabric. So it's called a 2-color option. If this is a rainbow, you have an 8-color option because these will all be a different color. So like purple, pink, blue, light green, dark green, red, orange, yellow, that sort of thing. So if each of those is a different color, it's called an 8-color option. And there are rainbow cutting instructions in your I think those are in your queen or wall intro booklets. Okay. So just pay attention to how many colors are needed for each one. All right, now we're over to the B units. These are fun. I like these. All right, we have 3 color options for the B units. There's the standard, which means we do the Lone Star piecing on all of them. But what we're looking at is these little spikies right here. In your standard option, each of your accent spikes are going to be a different fabric. On option 1, your spikes will all be the same color. So instead of several different colors here, fabrics B3, 4, 5, and 6, they are all fabric B3 because they're all the same fabric color. And on fabric option 2, B option 2, there are no spikes at all. So when you cut that, pay attention to your cutting option for option 2 because you won't need to cut out all of the little bits of fabric. You'll use your unit as your T template, which we can go into another time. And make sure you put your swatches on. Again, if you're doing multicolor options, like if the spikes are different colors, you'll need to make sure you color those in the right color. Or your spikes. If you have the rainbow, I think some of these would be the yellow ones. You have to cut enough for the blues, greens, etc. You'd have one set of each color rather than 8 pieces for each, or for to qualify for the or fill the needs for the sewing in that unit. And then over here, we're down to A. We're to the front of our booklet now. We have a vein on a vein, and it makes a very, very pretty quilt. So we have options here as well. We have 2 color options. Again, the difference is on the standard option, all of your accent spikes are a different fabric number. They'll all be a different color. So you have fabrics A2 through 9 as your colors. Whereas on your color option 1, all your spikes are the same color. So they're just fabric A2. So, and then this is a good example of a 2 color group option. So 4 blocks use 1 color group and the other 4 blocks use a second color group. Lucy has a picture here, one that she'll be cutting out, and she'll walk you through this. So you see the background colors? This is a 2 color option because half will be sewn with that one lighter color and half will be sewn with the other. That's a 2 color option. If you have 3, like black, white, green, black, white, green, black, white. Oh, it has to be in 4s. Black, white, green, yellow, black, white, green, yellow. That would be a 4 color option because you have 4 fabrics you're using to sew the 8 units. And then if you're doing the rainbow, you have 8 color option because you have 8 fabrics being used for that. That makes sense? Color options are fun, but they make you have to slow down and think just a little bit. So that is how all of those work when you are picking your color options and your cutting options as well. And then I think for the rainbow, I'm going to flip through the queen because I think it was in here. Where was the queen color cutting? Here it is, the rainbow cutting. Here we go. All right, if you are doing the rainbow, and I'm looking in the queen booklet on page 17, and it tells you how to stack your fabrics and the length and the cuts of fabric that you need and which templates to use on those. You have to really slow down and think your way through this. And there's a bright and there's a pastel option. The pastel's on the other page of the queen booklet. So keep that in mind. And if you need extra help, then we can certainly accommodate that because you do need to slow down and think a little more so you get everything cut just right. Okay, does that make sense so far? I'm going to assume yes. Great. Okay, so that is how you go through your booklet and figure out what your options are. We're going to go ahead and start cutting out some kits. And what I think we probably ought to do, Lucy, is stop the recording and then restart it. Okay. That way it's not so super long and it can be sent as 2 because I don't think some people probably don't need to see the hours worth of cutting. It will be in more probably. Oh, hold on. We need to, let's get rid of this chat and it'll open up the screen a little more. Okay. And then
Recording was,
where did they put it?
well, there's more.
Let's do more.
Pause recording, stop recording.
Stop recording. There we go.